I think every time I run this piece, I always feel just a teensy bit outside of myself, and I kind of need to like find myself again, because I kind of get into this sort of, I guess you could say, like meditative quality during the performance. So it's always, it feels, you know, really nice, and in a way sometimes kind of self-revelatory, but it also feels like I need to take a shower. I'm really excited to see what it feels like to do this in front of a fuller audience, because this is a very, very personal work for me, and I hope that, I think that I see a life for it outside of this, and I think that it's actually quite malleable, and the grief journey that I find myself on while working through this, there are ways in which the ritual that I create on stage can change just as much as my grief does. So I think that there's something really beautiful and alive about it, even when it feels set right now. Yeah, you have just bared witness to a technical run/dress rehearsal of my practice as research project dissertation performance entitled PYRE. So I actually have an acting degree from my undergrad in the US, and ever since I finished that program, I also kind of specialized a bit in dramaturgy and directing, and so I consider myself a director sort of first and then a performance maker, but I think in making solo performance like this, it requires you to also have a, you know, directorial mind as well, and I think that that's helped me a lot, and that's sort of how I find my way into creating performance. I found it great. I think it's one of those courses where, you know, what you bring to the table is what you're going to get out of it, and how much effort and how much work you put into it, because it is revolved around, you know, who you are as an independent artist, and if you put in the work and the time and the energy, then I think that you get really good rewards out of it, for sure. Over the entire year of being in this program, I've really been inspired by synesthetics and what it feels like to actually work with materials as a performer on stage, rather than having a projector screen accomplish all of these sort of naturalistic places or something like that, that I bring in real materials and allow them to sort of transform imagistically and visually for the audience, but also give me sort of an outside of myself experience as well. I hope the performance kind of breaks down so much of my barriers socially and culturally surrounding grief that people in the audience feel connected and open to kind of also have a conversation about their grief, like from watching the performance. I do think that I hope the performance has sort of like a connective quality to the audience and me, hopefully.